Have you ever stopped to think, I mean, really think, if the places we hold sacred today might have stories hidden way deeper, like layers of history we don't usually talk about?
Huh.
What if a place revered across the world, actually held a connection to a completely different spiritual past than we assume?
That's a powerful question to start with.
It really is. And today we're doing a deep dive into, well, a pretty compelling narrative. It's an untold story, really, from some specific sources suggesting that Makka, yes, that Makka was once the location of an ancient Shiva temple called Makeshwar.
And that the black stone there, the Hadro Aswad, is deeply tied into this forgotten history.
Exactly. So our mission today is just to explore what this particular perspective offers. We're looking at the surprising insights, trying to bridge some historical gaps, maybe challenge conventional views a bit, but really it's about helping you be well-informed about this fascinating account. So yeah, let's unpack it.
Okay.
So let's try and picture Earth, but not like now. Think the Treta Yuga, a sort of mythical golden age in Hindu cosmology.
Right, a time of Dharma.
Exactly. Dharma, righteous living, was apparently the guiding principle. And the whole planet, believe it or not, according to this story, shared one culture, one spirituality, unified.
Which is already a huge concept to grasp compared to today.
Totally. And here's where this account gets really vivid. The Arabian land. Not a desert. Not back then. This story paints it as lush, green, gardens everywhere, rivers flowing.
A very different picture. And it's this idea of universal culture that's striking. At the heart of this green Arabia, stood the Makeshwar Mahadev temple.
Makeshwar. And the name itself is interesting.
It is. The narrative says it's Sanskrit.
Hmm.
Moksha, liberation, and Ishwar, God. So Makeshwar means the God who grants liberation. That's the interpretation given.
Wow. Okay. And the centerpiece of this temple, a Swayambhu Shiva Lingam.
That's right. A lingam, the symbol of Shiva, but Swayambhu meaning self-manifested, not made by people.
Why is that detail, the Swayambhu part, so important for this story?
Well, it establishes its divine origin right from the start, uncreated. It suggests a power that's inherent, not dependent on human making, which becomes important later.
Okay, makes sense.
And this account describes it vividly. White, like marble apparently, and it glowed, self-illuminated. It lit up the whole city of Makeshwar at night.
Lit up the city.
Yeah. And when the first rays of sun hit it in the morning, it was described as if Mahak himself, a powerful form of Shiva, was blessing the universe.
Oh.
A pretty potent image.
That's incredible. And this wasn't just a local thing, right? This narrative suggests its fame spread much wider.
Oh, absolutely. The sources we're looking at say its power wasn't just immense, but fundamentally accessible. Its fame wasn't just earthbound. It echoed across all three realms. Heaven, earth, and the underworld in that cosmology.
So deities, too.
Yes. Even powerful gods like Indra, the king of the gods, supposedly came here to pray before making big decisions. And Brahma, the creator god, would seek guidance from Mahakala and Matreshwar if he was unsure about aspects of creation.
So it was seen as a primal source of wisdom.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the picture painted.
And not just male deities, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned Mother Parvati.
Yes. Adi Shakti, the primordial feminine power. The account gives this beautiful image. Every full moon night, she'd arrive. Dressed in silver-white clothes, a sandalwood tilak on her forehead, holding a rudraksha mala.
And she would.
She would circumambulate Shiva, walk around the lingam, and as she did, the whole temple would apparently fill with divine music. A very serene, very sacred image.
It sounds idyllic. What about the people living there, the ancient Arabs in this narrative?
Right, this narrative draws a really deep connection. It suggests the people back then were devout Shiva worshippers, deeply devoted.
And their culture reflected this.
Completely. The account even proposes their language had Sanskrit words. Like, the word Allah is suggested to originate from Alak Niranjan, a Sanskrit term for the formless, unseen divine.
That's a specific claim.
It is. And their daily life, as described, worship 5 times a day. Sunrise, noon, evening, sunset, midnight. Women wearing kilak, rudraksha beads. Men with dreadlocks, applying holy ash.
So very visual, very ritualistic practices.
Yes, and crucially, everyone visited the Makeshwar Mahadev temple daily. The feeling conveyed is one of balance, the 4 Purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, righteousness, prosperity, desire, liberation, all held in harmony. A time without religious fighting.
A true golden age, as you said. But, well, golden ages don't last forever in these cycles, do they? How did things change?
That's where the narrative shifts. It points to this gradual decline. The Dwapar Yuga, The age before the current one was ending, and the shadow of Kali Yuga, the dark age or age of ignorance, started to creep in.
And what did that mean practically?
It meant, according to this account, that ignorance began to fill people's hearts. The real meaning behind spiritual practices started getting lost. People focused more on the outer rituals, less on the inner connection, the essence.
Okay, a drift away from the core understanding.
Exactly. And this drift leads to a really pivotal and frankly quite dark moment in the story.
Right, the concealment.
Yes. It describes a specific event, a dark Amavasya night, a new moon. Some individuals, described as selfish and influenced by these changing, darkening times, had this distorted idea.
What was the idea?
They thought if they could somehow hide the lingam, conceal its power, they alone could control it, monopolize its energy.
Oh, wow. So they actually tried it.
They did. According to the narrative, they went into the temple quietly, carrying large stones, with the intention of covering up the Swayambhu lingam.
And the universe reacted.
Dramatically, yes. As the story goes, when the first stone was placed in front of the lingam, the whole earth trembled.
The earth trembled?
Yeah. With the second stone, thunderclouds gathered and roared. And as they placed the third stone, the gods themselves wept, and their tears fell as rain. It signifies this immense cosmic sorrow, a disturbance in the natural and divine order.
That's incredibly powerful imagery. But the concealment happened anyway.
It did. And after it was completely hidden, a divine voice is said to have echoed from the sky. A proclamation.
What did it say?
It said, "You fools, you will bear the consequences. I am not leaving, but you are moving away from me." A clear warning.
They didn't listen.
Apparently not. The narrative suggests they dismissed it, caught up in their misguided plan. But then comes perhaps the most profound part of this reaction.
Which is?
Mahakal himself wept. Shiva's own tears fell into the stones they'd used to hide him, and as his tears touched them, the stones turned black.
So that's the origin of the black stone in this narrative, Shiva's tear.
Exactly, that's the account.
Right.
Today, that black stone exists in this telling as a symbol of Shiva's pain, a tangible mark of that concealment holding the memory of his sorrow.
But even after that, betrayal almost. He didn't lash out, no curse.
No, and this is where the narrative really highlights Shiva's compassion. He was essentially imprisoned by his own devotees, yet he chose mercy, patience.
Why?
Right.
Why that choice, according to the story?
Because, the narrative emphasizes, he understood. He saw their actions weren't malice, fundamentally, but ignorance. A consequence of the Kali Yuga's influence taking hold.
So he saw the bigger picture.
Yes, and he chose to stay. He knew if he truly left, his devot, however misguided, would be like orphans, lost. So he remains patiently waiting for them, for humanity, to understand the truth again.
That's a lot to take in. What about Parvati? How did she react?
As you can imagine, when Mata Parvati learned Shiva was hidden, she was heartbroken, weeping, questioning how his own devotees could do this.
And Shiva's response?
He comforted her, again with that infinite patience, explained it was Kali Yuga's effect, that he wouldn't abandon them, and he made her a promise.
Which was?
That she and any truly devoted souls would still get his secret darshan, a hidden sight, a subtle connection. And this account maintains she continues these hidden visits, even now.
Wow. And what happened to the memory of all this? Did people remember why the stone was there, what was hidden?
Over time, no. The generations who did the hiding cast away, and the ones who came after, they forgot. According to this narrative, they were just taught, this is a sacred black stone, worship it. Though why it was black, what it actually concealed, that knowledge faded, lost to time.
The deeper understanding just eroded.
Pretty much. And even the names changed, right? Makkeshwar slowly morphed into Makka. Sanskrit words faded, replaced by new languages over centuries.
But the narrative points out some connections, some echoes that remain even today.
Yes, several surprising ones, which this account presents as evidence, really, things that seem to hint at that older layer of history.
Like what?
Well, for instance, the circumambulation, the 7 times walking around the black stone, the tawaf. It mirrors the ancient Hindu practice of pradakshina around a deity or temple. Is it just coincidence? This narrative asks.
Okay, what else?
Praying in the same direction. Thousands of years later, people still face that same spot to pray.
And the feeling people get.
Right. The deep peace people report feeling when they touch the Hajar-e Aswad. This account links that directly back to the peace people felt seeing the original visible Shiva lingam.
Interesting. And there was something about the stone itself.
Yeah, the narrative mentions scientific analysis suggesting the black stone isn't of earthly origin, which for this story hints at its divine nature, its connection back to that ancient, maybe even cosmic beginning.
From Earth. That adds another layer. Any other echoes?
A couple more mentioned. The sound of the prayers there, some say they resonate with a vibration like Om, and the simple white clothes pilgrims wear, the Iram, very similar, the narrative points out, to what ancient Shiva devotees wore.
So multiple threads potentially connecting back. The story even mentions Guru Nanak Dev Ji.
It does. An anecdote where Guru Nanak Dev Ji visited and recognized the underlying truth of presence. He apparently lay down with his feet pointed in that direction.
And people objected.
His response, according to the story, was profound. He basically asked them to point his feet where God isn't, emphasizing that God is everywhere omnipresent, not confined to one spot or direction, acknowledging the sanctity but reframing the idea of limitation.
A powerful teaching moment. So does this narrative offer any hope for, well, uncovering this hidden truth?
Yes, it culminates in a prophecy, a scriptural prediction, it says, that at the end of this current age, the Kali Yuga, Shiva, will reappear. The black covering will be removed.
And the Makashwar Mahadev Lingam will be visible again.
Visible for the whole world to see. And this revelation, the story suggests, won't be about division. It will lead to a universal realization that all religions, all paths, are ultimately worshiping the same reality. Different names, same source.
What do you mean?
The end of religious conflict, based on this shared understanding. That's the ultimate vision presented.
And Shiva's message throughout all this, the one that endures.
It's captured as one of just immense love, compassion, unity. The narrative almost quotes him, "I am here for you. Call me by any name I hear. I am not angry."
That's quite a message.
It continues, Dharma means love, compassion, kindness, not fighting. Make this world heaven. He's portrayed as just patiently waiting for us, for humanity to finally get it, to recognize that inherent divinity and unity.
Okay, so bringing this all together, this deep dive into this particular narrative, what's the big takeaway?
Well, the core idea is pretty clear, isn't it? God, or the divine, however you conceive it, can't be imprisoned or owned. According to this account, it's omnipresent. It belongs to everyone, all humanity, regardless of religion, caste, sect. It transcends all those labels.
And the peace people feel there now.
This narrative says that's the proof. It's a testament to Mahakal's enduring presence. He's still there, abiding, patiently waiting.
And his choice consistently is love and forgiveness, not anger.
Exactly. Patience over wrath. Always waiting for humanity to wake up to that unity.
So this story, it feels like more than just an interesting historical account, doesn't it?
It really does. It feels like, well, a call to action almost. The divine is waiting for us to unite in love and compassion.
And until we do, until humanity recognizes that shared divinity, embraces that unity,
then Shiva, in the metaphorical sense of this story, remains imprisoned, waiting for our collective awakening.
So the final thought for you, the listener, might be this. What does it mean for you personally to bring this idea, this truth of shared divinity, of underlying unity into your everyday life, your interactions? How do we help unlock that potential?